Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Mizuho Week Ahead. I'm Boon Heng, Market Economics at Mizuho Bank. This week's theme is Shifting Calibrations. Market action last week was dominated by shifting calibrations at FOMC and BOJ. While the BOJ has actual policy shifts, the fast shifting possibility of Fed cuts is now the talk of town. The Fed had a more emphatic focus on whether it may be behind the curve on rate cuts, with jobs shifting from being a potential source of inflation risks from wage price spirals to a potential catalyst for sharper rate cuts ahead, conspiring with the disappointing ISM manufacturing print and the disastrous non-farm payrolls last Friday. Specifically, the rise in unemployment rate from 4.1% to 4.3%, which implied that the Trump rule was effectively triggered. To recap, it serves as an indicator for the start of a recession when the 3-month moving average of the national unemployment rate in the US rises by 0.5 percentage points or more relative to its low during the previous 12 months. Recession fears saw US equities plunge, USD yields plummet emphatically. BOJ, though, surprised markets with a hike, although the gradual tapering of bond purchases disappointed amid expectations of greater reductions, but the latter is worth better appreciation. Point being, predetermined bond reduction plan not only mitigates the risk of adverse liquidity shocks and yield volatility, it also helps refocus guidance to policy rates, arguably rate hikes, and enhance yen traction as the BOJ grapples with the balance between growth, inflation, and yen risks. Adding to the fold, geopolitics tensions ratchet up where an apparent retaliation by Israel in response to an attack on Golan Heights killed Hamas political leader and their second-in-command risks further escalations with Iran's warnings of more attacks. Gold rose 2% in contrast to Brent crude prices, which sank to below $77 per barrel as demand concerns loomed. Over in EM Asia, the shifts were much more subdued. Vietnam's high-frequency economic data remains buoyant, but rising financial risks on higher non-performing loans and political stability risks amid changing leadership bear watching. Taiwan's Q2 GDP moderated to 5.1% year-on-year from Q1's 6.5%, a marginal expansion on a seasonally adjusted quarter-on-quarter basis, as moderating exports growth and accelerating imports growth offset strong growth in investment and government consumption. Down under, moderating core inflation in June is unlikely to move the needle for the RBA meeting on 6th of August tomorrow. We expect the RBA to hold firm. Point being, the CPI data is insufficient to bring forward the RBA's forecast that inflation will only return to its target in 2026. On the other hand, mixed jobs data is insufficient to justify tighter labor markets and motivate another hike, especially amid concerns of stretched households. The RBI is also expected to hold firm on 8th of August, as inflation at the upper half of the target band and continued rupee underperformance highlight the need for a hawkish hold to ensure stability. Elsewhere today, Indonesia's growth is expected to moderate to 4.9%. amid mixed growth across different sectors. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, we think that the manufacturing and services sector should power the economy to see more than 6% growth on a year-on-year basis. Nonetheless, the increasing signs of domestic weakness will increase the further odds of a cut at the BSP's August meeting, especially with consistent remarks from BSP officials on the possibility of an August cut since the May meeting. All in, even amid a light G3 calendar this week, EM Asia FX could still move on shifting policy calculus, ongoing elections, and geopolitical undercurrents. For more information on the events this week, please refer to our Week Ahead publication or contact your respective sales desk and RMs. And for regular notification on our market views, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button. Thank you.